Hi, welcome back. I'm sorry it's been a couple of weeks since we've been live. I know it's the time's flown, but I have been a little bit busy behind the scenes doing a few different things, and I had to take a couple of weeks off to do that. So welcome back. Tell us what you've been up to, where you've been. I know there's a few people going out to shows this weekend. I'm heading out. We've got Adam Brand coming down and Ian Burns and Cornell and Carr. There's heaps of people coming down to play, so it's going to be a very big weekend, and I'll try and do some lives if the internet works well enough. Otherwise, I'll do some recordings and put them up later. But let us know where you've been and what you've been up to, what music you're enjoying at the moment. So tonight we've got Brittany joining us. She's going to have a chat about her latest single, her upcoming album, and anything else. If you have some questions like normal, pop them in the comments, and we'll get to as many as we can. We might welcome Brittany into the room. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I love this technology-based, bringing all these states together.
Isn't it great? We're a long way away, and yet we can still do this. So we haven't missed out on live music throughout COVID. We've got to see it just in a different form. It's good. Exactly. Yes. Now, I know you've obviously been busy because you've got a new album recorded and you've got your new single and things out. But how did you keep yourself busy in COVID? Were you still writing? What did you do?
Yeah, I guess when it hit that that March timeframe, it was kind of like, what's happening firstly, but secondly, what am I going to do? And I guess at that point in time, I knew I was always going to be able to write, but obviously shows became not necessarily our dominant anymore. But I really wanted to release and record my new album ready for 2021. And so what I decided to do was actually build a home studio. And so I took a course for that, actually. So I like to have a challenge. I love keep learning. And obviously we never get time, like downtime to be able to do that. And so I ended up building, my home studio and recorded my vocals off this track. So Find Music was my first song that I recorded vocals for, and then technology just like this is amazing, and recorded the rest in Melbourne through the electronic system with band members there. So yeah, crazy, but definitely having work.
I think it's changed the way that albums and singles are going to be done now, because people have found ways to do it from home, whereas before they'd have to travel. And I think it's just a new thing that we're all going to keep doing, I'd say, after COVID.
Yeah, definitely. Totally agree. I think we've kind of always had these platforms, but we've finally had the time to utilize them and work out how we could use them, I guess, a bit more to our advantage for our loved ones as well. You know, that's been one of the ways we can keep in contact. So yeah, it was definitely a different year.
Absolutely, it definitely was. I know for us it seemed to get busier because we had lots more people that were free to chat to, so it was great for us. Hi, thank you for popping in, and let us know in the comments if you're there, and as we said before, let us know what you're listening to. Well, I guess let's go back a bit in time, because we haven't had you on the show before. So what made you start getting into music and the country genre, and what's your background?
Yeah, so I actually started performing at the age of 7, and I was actually at a talent quest. This is how my story started. And my sister was performing on stage, and one of the organisers came up to my family and said, "Why don't you just put Brittany in the, like the juvenile, the pee-wee section?" And Mum, I remember being like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no worries," and learned a song, and I sang that, and I ended up winning the encouragement award that year. And I guess they say the rest is history. I've been performing and singing pretty much ever since. And so, yeah, I've had an incredible journey and worked with some amazing artists that I know you've had on the show over the time as well. And yeah, I guess I've just been writing, recording and performing ever since.
Did your sister continue?
She was actually not country, funnily enough. She ended up being in the Australian choir and moved to Austria and was in the Austrian choir. So totally different genre, but we definitely got music in the family.
Yes. And did your family grow up with country music? Is that how you continued into the country genre?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I can't remember a day when we didn't have Slim Dusty, Lee Kernaghan playing in the background, and road trips were surrounded from all of those people as well.
Yeah. Best way to grow up, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. Just some of those old classics that we're built and raised on.
Yes. Now, I know that you did the Country Music Academy. Tell us a little bit about that. Did that change how you saw music and things that you were doing? I guess, what did you take away from it?
Yeah, the Australian Academy was definitely an absolute highlight so far. That was a couple of years ago now, and that's actually where I wrote Something More, which was the title track of my first album. And I got to co-write that with Fanny Lumsden and Kevin Bennett from The Flood. So both incredible artists and people as well. But to have, I think it's just that like-minded people and the support you get there. Like, the mentors are incredible. Like, they're some of our top named artists in the industry. But also to learn the business side. I think that's something that's really important if you're going to pursue your music career as well. And to just write songs. And that was where I wrote Something More, which was me finding my something more in music. So I guess it was, I was always performing before it, but just that extra step of, I'm going to take this on full time.
Yes. Another step forward. And I guess we might talk about your first album before we go into your current single. You released your first album 2019. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can we still get that? Can we still get our hands on that? Tell us about the album.
Yeah, absolutely. So this was, I guess that album was really my defining statement coming into the industry of just where I'd been and where I was going and all the amazing people along the way. So one song's called Dorothy May, and that's about my beautiful grandmother and all the support I received from that. And another song was Love You, and it's about that journey of leaving home. And I went to university as well and following music all at the same time. And as I was talking about with Something More, Another Day, about the people that help you make it through, some of those hardships. And I guess as an artist, success can look different, but I feel like for me, my biggest success is if you're writing songs and people are resonating with it. So if they're relating to it and they're loving it, and the amount of people that messaged in, for example, for Dorothy May and said, "You will never guess, but my grandma is also called directly Dorothy May." And so, it's crazy to hear like-minded stories. And, that's amazing to have people relate to it and then share their story on top of that. The reception that I got from the first album was great. It was just, couldn't have asked for something better. So,
and I mean, all your songs have done so well on the charts and everything. Like, it's all reflecting how well it's being received, isn't it? Renee has popped into the room and she said hi. Hi, Renee.
I just saw that. Renee, we go right back as well. Find Your Music, when I first released it to an audience, Renee was actually there. So that's really funny to have it now released.
Yes. No, well,
hi, Ronnie, as well.
Yeah, yes, hi, Ronnie. Yeah. I guess that leads us into Find Your Music. So tell us about the song.
Yeah, so I really wanted to write a bit of a statement feel-good song. And, sometimes I'm working with young people as well, part-time in the education department. And, sometimes I have kids come to me and they're like, yeah, okay, so I've got to go to university, or I've got to get an apprenticeship. And, that's great if that's for you. But for some people, it's not their bread and butter. And I guess music is probably one of those things that sits a little bit outside the norm. And I really just wanted to write this song to say, life's too short. We've got sometimes some of the biggest life stresses come at us, COVID obviously being a definite one. But it's what you do with that. And I just wanted to write, so for me was, I'm finding my music. But for you and for each, like, what is your music? So it's that analogy of go find whatever makes you you, and it's okay to do that. It's okay if it's outside the norm. It's okay if someone doesn't quite think that is the be all and end all for you. And as long as we enjoy life, I think more than ever, that's something that we could take from 2020 is, life's fragile, too short, and we got to work out what our priorities are. But I
think that's spot on. You could not explain that better to 2020. Yeah, it's perfect. So Your upcoming album is due later in the year. Have you got some more singles coming before that album comes out?
Yeah, I do. I'm just working on all those releases now. Hoping for the next one in probably exclusively sharing this, but it'll be in May. So really excited to.
But the way that this year's already flown, as we were saying, it's going to be here very soon, May.
Oh, I know. Goodness, we're literally going to be in the middle and end of February before you'll blink and we're there. So
absolutely. Now, I know you're going to play Find Your Music. Are you happy to do that still?
Yeah, absolutely.
I might give you the room and let you play Find Your Music, and we'll have a bit of a chat after the song.
Sounds great.
Is a full-time job. Never enough time to finish everything they want. You want your heart to race and feel like break free from the pressures inside. Find music, find your soul, sing loud, singing strong like every day's a weekend. 'Cause life's too short to be worrying. Find your rhythm, find your beat, let your hair down, go and dance in the street if you want to. Just be only one you. Find music, find your music, yeah. Every day just feels like the last. Feels like you're getting nowhere fast. Don't be afraid to change the rules. Try something you know, boundaries that are holding you. Find music, find your soul, sing it loud, sing it strong like every day's a weekend. 'Cause life's too short to be worrying. Find a rhythm, find a beat, let your hair down, go and dance in the street if you want to. Just be you, only one you. Find music, go on and change the rules. Try something you know, boundaries that are holding you. Find music, find your soul, sing it loud, sing it strong like every day's a weekend. 'Cause life's too short, life's too short. Find your music, find your soul, sing it loud, sing it strong like every day's a weekend. 'Cause life's too short to be worrying. Find your rhythm, find your beat, let your hair down, go and dance in the street if you want to. Just be you, only one you. When you find music, oh, 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 oh. Find music, oh, 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 oh.
Thank you. Wow. Find Your Music. What a great song. It's so catchy. It's so uplifting. I guess when you released Find the Music, what was the reaction from people? What have you heard back from people listening to this song?
Yeah, it's been incredible. I think I've actually had different effects to what I guess I don't know. Like I've had a few people actually say that they've heard it and they've actually cried because they needed to hear that statement, which is just actually so powerful in itself. And then obviously other people just saying they love it, like feel good. A lot of people say I've had quite good reception saying I've actually started my day. I start my day every single day with that song. And it's just that feel good, get motivated, ready to take on the day type of song. So yeah, it's been great actually. just so many different people. I've actually had a school reach out as well, which has been incredible. Yeah, and they're going to they've invited me to be a special guest for that, and they're going to be doing the sign language version as well as singing it, and that's just beautiful. I think I can't wait for that. So that'll be coming up.
You should go live for that one. Get someone.
Yeah, I think I will have to definitely.
Yeah.
It's been incredible. I just saw Kaz is there.
Yeah, Kaz has just popped in. She said she's just got work. Hi, Kaz, and Jonathan's also here. Hi, Jonathan.
Great to have them both here too. But yeah, it's been amazing.
So tell us, where's the best place to find your music? Spotify?
Yeah, so it's available worldwide now, which is great. So anyone whatever their preferable platform is, it should be available there with Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, YouTube Music. TikTok, I think, is a new favorite of the people. I think it's on there as well. But if anyone loves the hard copies as well, I've got BrittanyEliseMusic.com is my website, and the album will be coming out through that, and the single's available there as well.
Excellent. So
my first album. Yeah.
So people can keep following you on Facebook, on your website, and when you have the album release date, I'm sure that you'll probably do some pre-sales, pre-orders. Yeah, wonderful. I guess, yeah. So I know that you've got some upcoming shows. Have you got? I know that that's a bit hard to talk about when we don't really know what's going on, but you do have some booked in. Where are you planning to head so far this year?
Just at the minute, I'm mainly based in Queensland. We were talking about it earlier, but 2 years into one, so it's quite busy. But I'm hoping my first festival is, I think it's next weekend actually, at Agnes Waters. So that'll be kickstarting that tour. But yeah, quite a few shows, and like we've got festivals booked at least until October and November at this stage. So it's already a busy year, and we're in February, but I really would love to get like interstate. So Tassie's on, like WA's on the cards, Tassie's on the cards, South Australia, New South Wales, all of them, Victoria. We really would love to, the bands and I would just love to get back on the road, doing what we love and sharing our stories with the people that have been supporting the albums. So we can't wait for that. But yeah,
it'd be so good to see you out and about, and it's so good to get out and about. How great is that feeling that we're sort of saying that, and hopefully it's all sort of slowly getting us back out there. Have you had a chance to play Find Your Music many chances live, to have that feeling when you're out there, or is it sort of something?
Not since it's been released.
No.
But I was fortunate enough to have a few shows. I finished my Something More tour just as COVID was really setting in, and I actually was playing Find Your Music in those set lists to gauge people's interests. And I had a big show in Mackay, North Queensland, where that song was the one people were singing when they were leaving, and I asked them, can I ask them if I could have some feedback, and I've done that with all of the shows on that Something More tour, and Find Your Music was the one they remembered the most. So that's how people voted that in as the first single off the new album. And yeah, so it's been awesome.
That is great. And before we do wind up, what about, have you got do you do live Facebook Lives? Have you got anything like that coming up ahead? Do you?
Yeah, I'm just literally about to release. I'm actually going to do a single release of this song that we're talking about with Find Your Music, and I'm going to play some exclusive some of the tracks off the new album, and some exclusive merch as well. And I'm actually going to talk about how I recorded it and show people where I recorded it. So I'm looking forward to that one, and that's actually going to be online so that we can have that moment together, like so people can tune in from everywhere, because obviously we all can't be in the same place at the same time, especially at the minute. So yeah, I'm going to do that online.
Wonderful. Is there a date set for that yet, or not? Just
it will be within the next 2 weeks, actually. So we're just finalising all those details over the next 48 hours, and then that'll be released.
Wonderful. That's very exciting. Can't wait to hear that and see that. Now, tell us, you've got some exclusive merch for that, but do you have some other merch that people can reach out and order now?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, other than the album stuff, but we've got stubby coolers, we've got T-shirts, and then, quite a few things coming out with the new album. So there's always a little keepsake that you can take home with you.
Fantastic. That is, I love merch. I think it's great for everybody to have that option. So I guess at the moment, as you said, you're trying to cram everything into the year. I guess it'd be great if people reached out now and said where they are so that you can start planning where you want to go and the music is reaching. It'd be fantastic for people to reach out.
And that's we want to get to all those places, small, big. We want to do it all. So anyone that's listening, if they would love us to come and play there, you can just message my page or get in contact via email, and we'd love to put it on the to-do list, hopefully for 2021. So that'd be great.
That would be fantastic. 2021, and the way that's coming, it's not far away. It's just fun.
I know.
I can't keep up, to be honest. So I guess before we go, head over to once we finish, everyone, head over to your Facebook page and give that a like and a follow, and to your YouTube page as well, and check out your website, so that people can keep an eye on what you're doing and where you'll be doing it. And you'll also pop up the times for your live there. We'll try and share that as well. Once I'll get that onto the page as well, so that people can click on the link and watch, because that sounds very exciting.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody, again for popping in. I will be back tomorrow night. We've got Daniel Reeves joining us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock my time. So I'll pop the ad up later, because I don't know what that is to everyone else.
Time zones.
Time zones, honestly, that's what takes the longest with Country Kickback, is working out time zones. But thank you so much for joining us again, and we'll have you back hopefully in May for your next single.
Thank you so much for having me and supporting lots of artists like myself. You're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.